Fantastic. Welcome to this call. It's Wednesday evening. It's 8 p.m. UK time, British summer time. So welcome. Thank you very much for joining the call live. If you're watching this on a replay, brilliant. We'll also be embedding this call into the latest version of the Botsii bot as well. So people who come into the Botsii bot that shares Botsii can actually catch this up on a replay too. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and basically take you through some slides. I'll give a demo on this call as well of Botsii so you can see the whole thing in action and share with you how you can get involved. So if you just want to let me know in the chat that you can see my screen okay, you should see the purple Botsii slide up on screen. Let's get my controls up there. Thank you very much, Jason. That's awesome. Appreciated. Great. And participants. So if anybody comes in late, I can see that too. Fantastic. Right. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Stuart Murray. I'm the founder of Botsii, and I'm really delighted to take you through this presentation. I'm going to show you how you can automate and duplicate your network marketing business without wasting hours on manual follow-ups. Now, I went to ChatGPT the other day and I asked it a question. I basically asked what the number one challenge that any network marketer would generally face from being, that would be holding them back from being successful. I'm sure, like me, many of you have used ChatGPT. I've got a paid account. ChatGPT is fantastic. I know there's loads of other great tools out there as well in the AI space. So this is the question I asked, and it basically came back and said, look, the number one challenge most network marketers face is consistent lead generation, or more specifically, talking to enough of the right people on a consistent basis. So just let me know in the chat if you can relate to that, if that's something that is probably your biggest challenge too. Just let me know if that is the case, so I know we're on the right lines. Sure it is. Totally relate to it. Yeah. Way too many tire. Absolutely. Way too many tire kickers. That's a really, really good point. Just wasting time talking to people that maybe will never buy from you, right? And that just can sap your energy as well and dent your confidence and just waste time. So exactly, Carol, 100%. So I asked it to break it down as well. I asked ChatGPT to break this down. So it said fear of rejection or judgment. People worry about friends, family, social media followers. They literally creates paralysis, which prevents them from reaching out or posting or even starting conversations. The fear of being judged. We've all been there. I remember the early days of starting, using Facebook. Having family members go, "What on earth are you doing?" Like my dad is not a friend of mine on Facebook because he'd always pop in and say the most inappropriate things whilst I was sharing stuff online. So you don't want that, right? It doesn't help. Second thing, lack of qualified prospects. So running out of warm leads quickly, you don't know how to attract new people without coming across as spammy and pushy. And I've got something within Botsii that absolutely will mean you'll never run out of warm leads and you never need to feel like you're coming across as pushy or spammy. And I'll show you that and share that with you a little bit later on the call. Inconsistent action. So network marketing rewards consistency, but without a system and also a support network, most people dip in and out. They quit. There might be one active though 1 week and then do nothing for the next 3. Again, with Botsii, not only is Botsii a system, but we're bringing together a community of people using the same system, right? And that creates, if you like, naturally a support network because you're all pulling in the same direction or you're all pushing in the same direction. You're all moving forward, taking consistent action. You're not trying to push and pull at the same time. And that doesn't necessarily result in any great results or outcomes when you do that. No clear system. I kind of mentioned that. If you've got a duplicatable process to follow, which can help you find leads, present, follow up, do onboarding, all that kind of stuff, then you're not going to get overwhelmed and you're going to be focused on what you're doing. And then finally, talk about mindset and belief. But at the end of the day, a lot of people don't believe fully in themselves or the product or the business model, which then means they lack conviction. And that then seeps into everything else they're doing. So again, by having a system, by having a community of people around you, and and seeing other people's results, all that sort of stuff gives you bigger belief that you're on the right pathway. So here, what I want to do is share with you the moment I realized chatbots were the answer. And literally, I was skiing earlier this year, and it kind of allowed me to reminisce on how and why I formed Botsii 5-6 years ago now. Because at the end of the day, I was a network marketer just like you. I'd been using systems and using chatbots Before I was a network marketer per se, I was using things like ClickFunnels and stuff like that when that first came out, and I was literally I literally fell into this almost by accident because I was using it for myself as a network marketer. So let me just play this video. It's only a minute where I just kind of share some insights.
Hey guys, so I'm sitting on a chairlift, and this is literally where Botsii was founded about 6 years ago. Simply because I didn't want to mess up my holiday. I wanted to use automation and technology to make it easy to present an opportunity, follow up, sign people up, get people set up, everything. And literally today, I have to be replying back to a few people while sitting on a chairlift doing exactly the same thing, but now leveraging this technology across hundreds, if not thousands, of people. And you can do this too. All you've got to do is get yourself a Botsii bot and leverage that yourself through your team, and you can see your team scale and grow more easily using the power of automation and AI. So have a great day. Thanks. And let's enjoy this view. Look at this. Superb. Take care.
Now that takes me back. It was back in end of January this year. Conditions were great, and the system. If I look at it, if someone said to me, "Okay, what does Botsii do? How does the system work?" So if I summed it up, I would literally ask this question and say, "Look, have you heard of Eric Worre? And particularly, have you heard of his 7 steps to becoming a network marketing professional? Because if you have heard of him, and I'm sure most people in the network marketing space, if not all, have heard of him." Those 7 steps are pretty timeless. He wrote that book almost 20 years ago, I think now, before social media, before smartphones, even in the early days of the internet. Some of the examples he shared in that book, he was sharing cassette tapes to create duplication, right? So if you almost see his chatbots as a modern day cassette tapes, so to speak, that's what I've done. I brought the thing, into the 21st century and made it much more automated. But Botsii is built on these timeless principles, which Eric shared in that book. And I'm going to show you these now.
Hey, go.
And the other cool thing about this too, because of the way I've created this product, is if you're familiar, and just put the word blue or red in the chat if you're familiar with this concept, the concept of blue ocean or red ocean. Just put literally blue or red, just so I can understand whether this is something you're familiar with. It's very, very powerful because it comes down to this. If you're marketing in a red ocean, it's generally where there's loads of competition and there's loads of people all trying to fight, if you like, for the same buyers, the same customers, and all that kind of stuff. And it can be very, very challenging because you're literally having to, it's a battle, to actually get noticed and get seen. And it's challenging, right? Absolutely, Jay says a book called Blue Ocean. Absolutely, it's a very well known concept because you want to fundamentally be in a position where you're prospecting in a blue ocean environment, because that's where there's very little competition, and what you're offering is something that's really truly unique and is something that is going to be more attractive to the people you speak to, and therefore it's easier. Like you don't have to speak to so many people to get more yeses, and people are more motivated and all that kind of stuff, and you should ultimately see better results. So the Botsii product absolutely plays into that space because honestly, I have not seen a product that does quite what Botsii does, and with how unique it is. And I'll share some of this stuff with you on the call today, with some of the campaign strategies we're bringing together. And so you want to be in that space. You want to be in the blue ocean space because that's life's easier, right? Life's better, life's easier, and you can make more money. And more important, if you're looking at duplication, your team will find that easier too, right? You want active people in your team, not passive. I'm fortunate that I speak to people through our marketplace that are working with a really diverse group of network marketing companies. And when you have a scenario where things are hard in terms of promoting the company, you end up with people who just become passive. They give up. They just use the product at best, but they don't promote the product. And what you want to do is you want to have a system in place where people are actively wanting to promote the product, because then through the same size team, you're going to make more money. They're going to make more money. So hopefully that will make sense. Blue ocean, red ocean, really, really important to see the difference. So talking here about the marketplace, literally any of our products, any of our bots in the marketplace, someone can instantly activate one of those bots. It takes about 5 minutes to do. We have a fast start guide. When you go through all the steps, it kind of takes, to get activated about an hour, if that. But literally, someone can buy the bot from you, from your affiliate link, and we share the fast start guide with them, and they just follow the steps and they can activate their bot literally within less than an hour. This is really powerful because if you look at other systems out there, you know, some of these funnels and things like that can be very complicated, quite expensive, and also can, how to put it, take a lot to set up. They're not easy to set up. Whereas Botsii is really the complete opposite of that. Sure, there's technology here, but it's not complicated. So here's just some of the companies we've got in the marketplace. So we've got 7K Metals, Akashx, Ultima, LifeVantage, Live Good. We've gone live with other ones as well this week with Talk Fusion. Who else we've gone live with? Save Club. That's massive. That's going to be really huge because it's just so ubiquitous. Only Life as well as another one we're going live with. So a whole bunch of other companies we're going live with all the time. Live Good. There's over 2 million people promoting Live Good, right? Over 2 million. If you look at all the companies in the marketplace, I would estimate there's well over 5 million people around the world promoting those companies. Maybe a lot more than that. But the marketplace is growing. And like I said, we've got new companies about to go live. Oh, I'm stealing my thunder here. So Only Life, Save Club, and Talk Fusion. They're just three companies that are going live or already live as we speak. So here I want to share with you kind of three secrets. I call them secrets because people don't really realize that if you've got a system in place, these things can be a heck of a lot easier to do. And so I'm going to take you through these in order. So duplication. Duplication can be easy. And actually, it's key, right? If you haven't got a system in place for duplication, to create duplication, then you're missing a big part of what network marketing is all about. And certainly there are some people out there that if you like cracked the code, but what maybe they are more challenged with is how they can actually pass that down into their team. Very often I see people that give up because they can't do the things that their upline can do. And so yes, their upline may create duplication. They may be other builders in the organization, but you want to get everybody contributing. And when you can do that, then big things can happen, amazing things can happen. Follow-up can be easy too. I'll show you how follow-up could be easy. And as I think it was Clint at the beginning of the call said about, tire kickers, you want to follow up with the right people because that's how you're going to grow. That's how you're going to create duplication. And then also prospecting. Prospecting can be easy too. And obviously that very much plays into the first question right at the beginning that ChatGPT came back with, saying, prospecting, bringing new qualified leads of people to talk to is, if you like, the lifeblood of any network marketer. And that can be easy too. So let's just take you through. Duplication is easy when you have a simple system to follow. So let me just show you, kind of just give you some positioning here. So here's the problem, right? If you haven't got a clear process, then you could find yourself constantly rebuilding. I mean, I've spoken to network marketers before. Just let me know if you can relate in the chat, where you've had to rebuild your team multiple times in order to basically create an income again because something's happened and company's gone down or whatever. It might be regulatory changes, it could be all sorts of manner of things, compensation plan changes, all those sorts of things, and you then have to rebuild your team. That's kind of a bit of a problem. But if you've got a system, a plug and play system, you're going to be able to duplicate a lot quicker. So if you've got your team using Botsii and you're using Botsii, that's going to make life a lot easier should the worst happen, because you're already all singing, if you like, from the same hymn sheet, right? You're already working together as a unit. I came from the corporate world, right? So that concept of working together as a team was a given. When I came to network marketing, it was like, what? Everybody's rushing around doing different things in different directions, and it's like there's no organizational structure about what people are doing, and it was like I couldn't, it was like a bit of a shock, but also it was stark. Whereas some of the stuff I've now created in Botsii, I was doing that in the corporate world, using tablets as a sales tool in order for our field teams to always deliver a consistent message to customers in their homes. They were selling insurance, by the way. I developed those kind of systems and implemented those kind of systems like 20 years ago. And so it was a given that you need to work together with a system. And, when I talk about, things like that, a system delivering this consistent message, using tablets or phone technology, this is like chatbots. But in the corporate world, we didn't call them in those days. So let's just take you through the Botsii system, okay? So literally I can break this down. And if you like, where I am right now, if you can see my camera, I'm going to share with you almost like the updated version of GoPro. This is almost like GoPro the Botsii way, if you like. So I'm going to take you through these steps. So the first step here is to build. The B is for building interest. And actually, with the system behind you, it's almost like the one thing you need to be good at, right? Because with the system doing the other steps, which you'll see pretty much does, building the interest is the key thing. That's the thing that's going to bring people through the door and give you more people to speak to and more qualified people to speak to who are more likely to want to buy something from you. Now, once you've built some interest, you've all probably seen people do this online. If you've not done it yourself, they'll build interest by putting something online. They'll put a post online, and people will comment on that post. So, if any of you looked on my wall today, you'd have seen that I put a post out there today about a video recorded and about some things that are going on in this industry right now that's really impacting on people, really impacting on people's livelihoods. And that video, I've already had, I don't know, I've not checked in the last couple of hours, but I think there's probably about 15, 20 people that have commented, interacted with that post. That's building interest, okay? My next step is to open chat with those people. Hang a second. Excuse me a sec. Apologies. My next step there is to open a chat with those people and actually have some dialogue as part of following up. And then what I'd want to do is share a link with them that would go into my bot. Okay, that's if I was promoting the bot, that's what I would do. If I was promoting a company, that's what I would do. Literally open a chat with that person and actually have a physical conversation, either on a call or voice messages or just typing chat back and forwards. It's dialogue. Could be through Messenger, could be through WhatsApp, could be through Instagram, could be through YouTube, not YouTube, LinkedIn, could be through email, could through Telegram, all that kind of stuff, or even SMS. Doesn't really matter. It's direct communication back and forwards. Having done that, you're going to want to send something through to them. And this is where you're sharing your bot link. So your bot link has content in it that will allow the person to understand your business and it will present your business to them. Key is there'll be some kind of video in there, but there'll be other content too, which might be testimonials, it might be other social proof, it might be technical reports. If it's a crypto thing, it might be a white paper. If it's a medical or health thing, it might be kind of doctors' studies and things like that. All that content would be in there. If it's a forex thing, it'd be trading results. So literally all that kind of content will be in there to allow someone to make a decision around your opportunity. And the key thing is it's triggering them. It's triggering them to want to look at the bot more, to look at the opportunity, investigate it all. Basically, you want everything in there so that they don't go to Google. You don't want them to go to Google. You don't want them to go to YouTube. You want them to actually be really fired up from your opening chat and from the interest you've built to actually go through the whole bot and make a decision to join. Now, in some cases, they will literally join without you even speaking to them because everything's laid out, even including a setup guide if they need one on what steps to take to get set up. Obviously, your referral link will be in there too. So they'll literally be able to join directly through your referral link inside the bot. All of the communication in the bot all point towards your referral link. That's the whole kind of design of it. So that when people come in, throughout the whole bot, they'll see the button saying join now. The really cool thing here though is, and this is why I use the word trigger, because they're being triggered to take action, but also the bot will send you through real-time messages which are triggered as the person interacts with the bot. We actually have 12 different triggers inside the bot. And therefore, as they navigate around, you'll get emails through into your inbox in real time telling you they're taking action. And that is super, super powerful, which I'll show you a bit more about that later. Obviously, what you want to do is you want to stay connected. So if you're getting these emails through telling you they're looking inside your bot, you don't want to ignore those. You want to use those as an opportunity to reconnect back with that person. If you're following the kind of blueprint of Eric Worre, you'd always have a call scheduled with that person anyway. So when you opened up the chat and you shared your bot link, you'd say, great, when are you available for a follow-up? When can we speak next? When will you have had the chance to look through the presentation, look through the bot? So you would have had that planned anyway, but actually you can stay connected and you can initiate it because you'll see when they're interacting with it. So never again will you need to be in a position where you have sent through a YouTube video or some other landing page and you kind of need to almost go back to them kind of cap in hand. Or have you watched that video yet? Did you get a chance to see it and all that kind of stuff where the energy is not really there and ultimately you're on the back foot because you don't know if they have or haven't. With the bot, if they have or haven't. You'll know if they've looked at it and you'll know how much they've looked at it. So therefore you'll know who are the best prospects to stay connected with and follow up with. As part of that follow up, obviously you want to invite them to join your team, to be part of your business, to buy your product. So inviting the prospect is a key part of that. And you'll know how interested they are. Literally, you'll know if they clicked on the join button and have actually considered taking that step. Sometimes, by the way, and this is very cool when this happens, you get that notification through from Botsii saying that they are looking to join, and then you follow up, and they've already joined, they've already registered, they're already getting started, which is great when you see that happening, because the conversation then can almost shift towards inspiring them to take action and to actually work with you to build the business, right? Rather than just be passive as a product user, you want them to be active and actually really actively building it. So you can inspire them to take action. And if you've got a tool like Botsii and you can show them, look, we've got a system and this is how we make it work. And actually a big part of our focus is on just building the interest at the beginning. And you can kind of work together as a community on doing that as well. Then they're more likely to take action. They're more likely to go, okay, I can see not just this is a great product to promote, but also you've got the systems and tools in the community that's going to help me become successful as well, which are obviously all important factors when it comes to making a decision to join any business. Is are you going to succeed? Are they going to succeed? Let me share with you some feedback. I had this from Wade. So he said, plenty of value indeed. Just so you know, the bot has signed up 5 people for me. All I did was send it. So that's literally just connecting someone to your bot and letting the bot do the rest. As he said there, no questions asked. The time saved me, allowed me to message back the people that did have extra questions. And so this is where there's often a myth here around things like chatbots or any automation, that it replaces human interaction. But actually, what it does is the bot does the heavy lifting on the things where you don't really add much value, like presenting the business, and it allows you to focus more time on when there's a human relationship involved, where you can actually develop a deeper relationship with people. That's really cool. On the subject of this, let's look at secret number 2. Follow up is easy. So let me ask you this question. Some of you are probably too young for this, but who remembers this? Who remembers it was in Outlook where you would send an email, and in the options there was a little tick box where you could say request read receipt. Just let me know in the chat if you remember that. This is literally going back for me to the mid 90s. So I was literally in one of my first jobs. Yeah, Clint, I know you would. All right, I will not mention any more names. So basically, what are we talking about here? Well, it was the mid 90s. I'd literally just had a not a laptop, a computer plonked on my desk, right? Before that, I used to dictate memos, which would go into a typing pool, and a secretary would then type it, print out a draft, and it would be either a memo or a letter, and mostly on memos, internal memos and stuff around the company, and I'd then review it. They would then readjust the changes, print it out, I'd sign it, get sent. You can imagine, like, if you remember those days with dictaphones, bonkers, right, compared to how fast everything happens today. Well, they put this computer on my desk, and I had a boss who was in Birmingham, about 70 miles away from where I live. And basically, he was very busy. He ended up becoming the CEO of the company. This company had like 500 employees. He was a real high flyer. And I knew that if I wanted to get hold of him, I needed to be very strategic with my thinking. So when I realized, oh, there's this little tick box, this is really cool, I would send him emails, and I would generally structure it where it required like a yes or no answer. So everything was laid out. And I'd send him an email, and then I'd get a notification back maybe, I don't know, half a day later, saying that he's reading it. So I would use that as an opportunity to get on the phone, and he had gatekeepers, he had a secretary, he had a PA, so I couldn't ring him up direct. I'd literally ring up his PA and go, Geraldine, it's Stuart here, can I speak to Chris? And she'd go, no, Chris is busy right now. He said he doesn't want to be disturbed. And I'd say, I know he's busy. He's reading my emails. And basically she'd always go, okay, let me just check. And he goes, Chris, I've got Stuart on the phone. He says you're reading his emails. Is that right? And he'd always go, put him through. Yeah, put him through. I'll speak to him. And so I found, and literally this is why I've taken that learning, guys, from 30 years ago, because this was so powerful. I always managed to speak to him because it's like this. His head is thinking about what I've sent him. His alternative is to dictate a reply back, which his secretary is then going to then type out and then send to me, and I'm going to potentially reply back 10 minutes later, right? I mean, like, that's just like, that would just do his head in. So he would always speak to me. And I've literally remembered that, and it's I've kind of carried this with me in my career, and incorporated that kind of functionality into the bot because I know when you get that email through in real time, you jump on that. That person's looking at your bot right now. They might be looking at your presentation right now. They might have one objection right now. They might need one little bit of help that you can help them with, and then they become somebody that buys and joins your team just because you got back to them whilst they're looking at your business. So that's how powerful it is. It works. I still use this now in Botsii today. So follow up is easy, right? Botsii sends a real-time email notification when prospects interact with your bot. We have 12 trigger points, as I mentioned, throughout the bot. Obviously, the benefit there is you reach out at the perfect moment when prospects are literally looking at and thinking about your offer. So it's very, very cool. Right, what I'm gonna do here is a very quick demo of this. You can see this in action. So I'm gonna go over here and just check that I like the chat that's going on. Fifth Amendment's very good. So Jess, can you see my chat? I've just changed screens. I want to make sure that you can see this, all right? Let me check up here. Looks like you can. So you should be able to see my chat. So I'm going to click on this link here. Cool, thanks, Jason. So I'm going to click on this link here. So imagine somebody has sent that message. You know, I said about build interest and open the chat. So just imagine that discussion's gone on, and then someone's then shared a link, or you've shared a link. So I'm literally going to click on that link. Now, what that link does, it doesn't go straight into the bot. We've created, when you activate the bot, you basically get like a landing page that's the entry to the bot, because it does vary according to what device you're using. So if you're using like a browser, for example, you'd follow these steps here where you're basically commenting on a post and copy and pasting this invite code. This is literally a very simple page, has videos showing people what to expect, so they can see what should happen. You know, 'cause sometimes people wonder, okay, what happens when I click on things and they're not too sure. We also say as well, why explore this chatbot? Because we're making it clear that they can join the business directly inside the bot. There's nothing to download. It's not. And by the way, this is not AI that's going to start using the expression spamming the crap out of the person. It's not like that at all. This is about carefully structured, curated content about the business that we've organized with someone that's actively promoting that business in order to bring that together to make it easy for someone to make an informed decision, right? I don't want to be using that, you know, AI where it's going to make shit up. If you want a better expression, like I'm sure if you've been to ChatGPT and you've asked it questions at times, it comes back with answers. It sounds real, but it's complete BS, right? We are not incorporating that kind of content into Botsii. We use AI in different ways outside of Botsii. We're very strategic on how we use it inside the Botsii bot because we want the content to be quality, to be compliant. We want it to be quality. We want it to be consistent, and so that's really, really important. All of that's in there. They can even contact to the prospect, or no, the prospect can even contact the inviter inside the bot. They can even schedule a call. So let me show you. I'm going to click on this button here because I'm on a Mac, and it's literally what happens here. It goes straight into the bot. So this is literally loading up the bot now. You saw the company that I was showing there was MPG Fix. So it's literally loading up the bot, and it's then going to kind of come into sort of welcome message. And what it does, it confirms who the inviter is. So the prospect knows, okay, I'm in this person's bot, and they can come in there and watch intro video. If they do skip through messages, stuff like that, then Botsii reminds them later. Maybe now wasn't the time to look at it. There'll be bullet points about it, and then literally they can come in. If they skip that as well, they come into the what's called the main menu. The main menu is where they're in control of the journey. They can navigate through the bot, choose what they want to look at. They can even buy the bot through your referral link. So if you're looking at onboarding and stuff like that, your team can buy your bot inside your bot, but also your prospects can too if they want to get started and join Botsii. Even for a different company, they don't even need to buy the bot through your link to promote your company. They can promote any company in the marketplace. They can even add a company to the marketplace. Right? 6 months ago, we had like one company in the marketplace. In another 6 months, there'll be well over 100. You know, maybe nudging 200. So we're growing. And notice when I scroll through here, the join now button is there the whole time, right? It hasn't moved. And even as you come into the content, the join now button and other relevant buttons always appear because we want to always, inside the bot, serve up the right content relevant to where they are in the bot at that moment in time. So here, there's the join now button. There's the go to main menu button, and then we add other content in here. So we've got a video replay. That would be a webinar replay. Product info, like written info. We'll even put webinar schedules. All of this stuff, by the way, is done for you and maintained behind the scenes so that when you get the bot and you share it with your team, you don't have to worry about doing all this stuff. You can just focus on building interest, right? I mean, look, I go out there and I see problems and I like create solutions. I've lost count of the number of times in Telegram groups and WhatsApp groups, in Messenger groups, people are saying, "What's the link to tonight's call? Where's the link to tonight's call? Where to go to get it?" Or even a replays. They want to get the replay. Well, the replay just is inside the bot. You don't need to be kind of scratching around trying to find the latest YouTube video if it's already inside the bot. Now, what I'm going to do here is just jump over here and just refresh my emails. So you can see here that effectively, if you look at the timings of this, this is literally from a couple of minutes ago. This is confirming that Dave has come into Eric's bot. And also the links will be down here. So there'll be two links there. There'll be one which is the affiliate link for Botsii, and there'll be a second one. Obviously, this isn't a real link for Fix because I'm not in Fix. But basically, there will be the Fix referral link in this example inside the bot as well. So you could be promoting multiple companies, and essentially you're going to be getting multiple emails through like this as somebody's navigating through the bot. So literally, if someone comes along and clicks join now, it's then going to send more emails through in a second based upon where I navigate to. So this is very, very powerful because it gives you those insights on what someone's looking at, where they're going, etc., etc. So I'm just going to come through here. You can see the setup steps there. So at that point that somebody is looking to join, if there's a setup guide and stuff like that, there's access to all of this. When you click on that button, then it would then go to the actual referral link. If I go over here, though, you can see if I refresh this, there should be another notification coming in. There you go. It said important. Dave Meany just clicked on join here inside your bot. And I changed the subject line there so it stands out. You can even then just use this to write rules and filter things like that if you use Gmail. So that way it kind of flags it in your email in real time. Look how fast that was, right? Literally that came through instantly after pressing the button inside Messenger. Okay, that's how powerful it is. Right, I just wanted to share that with you because that helps you with your follow-up when you're getting these kind of real-time notifications through. I want to show you that. And what's cool is if you're promoting 2 or 3 companies, you're actually going to get, you're working with the same system. You're taking the same approach and you're just going to have your inbox full of different notifications from different people taking action inside your bots. And you can just come along and filter it, sort it, and use that as part of your follow-up. Right, I'm going to come back into here. As I said, follow-up is easy. So you can see here, Aaron said 19 people interacted with my chatbot in the last 2 days. So he was like super excited because he could see exactly who was checking out his business. Steve here, thank you, sir. I'm slowly getting going. By the way, made my first post 25 minutes ago and I've just had an inquiry. So you can get results with this quite quickly when you follow a system. And Thomas, they've created an awesome piece of software here. Believe me, ultra responsive, many applications. Now I really don't know how I got on along without it. That's where I want everybody that uses Botsii to be. Obviously, it comes down to what action you take, but ultimately, I want you to be in a position where it becomes like a staple tool that you use every single day as part of growing your team, and your team use it too. Let's quickly look at prospecting, secret number 3. Let me show how prospecting can be easy, because what we've done is we've combined with the Botsii bot, which is the bot that does the follow-up on whatever company you're promoting. We've combined with that a tool which is called the attraction marketing bot. What this does, it sends daily messages through every single day into your inbox every morning for you to be able to access and use to share content online. Covers a number of different kind of piece of content, like the 365 days, for example. There's a year's worth of content already loaded inside the bot there. So it literally means you can click on that every single day for a year and that you're likely to get different content served up to you. And this is content that's written by real human beings. The person that wrote this over the last 10 years has actually amassed 100 million views across her social media. And what I've done is I've taken that content and incorporated it into the bot, so literally it can be served up every single day. I've also adapted some of it as well. So for example, when you look at the niches, I've actually broken this out across all the different niches that we've got set up for bots. So for example, health and wellness, cryptocurrency, blockchain projects, Forex trading projects, shopping, all those different niches, right? Travel. And what I've done is I've taken that content and I've adapted it to each of those different niches. I have used AI for that, but ultimately, if you like, the seeds to it is actually somebody in the trenches using written content, kind of almost pre-AI, to get a lot of engagement on their social media. We have stories, images, we're adding videos, we're adding as well, company specific content too. So this is where we'll actually be feeding in specific content, almost like swipe files relevant to specific companies. So this has been a bit of a technical challenge, but I've now figured out a way in which how we can do this. So literally you can have a new team member join, they plug into Botsii, and then they can literally plug into company specific swipe files they can share from day one. So it doesn't matter where they are in your organization, they can plug into Botsii and get access to this content and tools. Obviously, this is something that's really important for me to work with, individuals and leaders that are promoting specific companies. So if you've got ideas about this, if you've got content that converts that you're already using, we can bottle that, add it into Botsii, and then share it out to everybody. So it's all about using tools to leverage this to get this into the hands of more people. A couple of examples here. These are posts I've done this year using the bot, where I've kind of adapted content inside the bot. You can copy and paste the content, but I like to kind of tweak it, adapt it, make it my own. So the one on the right here, I mean, literally the bot came in the prompt that day and said, give me, write about a film you've watched recently. So I'd recently watched the Robbie Williams film. It obviously resonated with a lot of people because over 50,000 people saw it, and I literally had hundreds and hundreds of people commenting on this. It was bonkers. Like I was getting notifications every 5 minutes whilst that was going on. And if you're using the professional dashboard, one, you can see the stats. So I recommend you always are on the professional dashboard, but you can automate the setup of that. So it automatically sends follow requests and things like that to people that interact with your posts. So you can use this to build your audience, right? And if you build that audience up, they're more likely to see other content you're sharing as well, and all that kind of stuff. The one on the left was a post actually about JFK. It's kind of been a bit of a hot topic again this year. Topical posts I found, did the best. 800 comments, 700 shares, 100,000 views just on one post, right? I've never ever had a post before this go viral ever. This was the first time I'd ever had anything like these kind of numbers, and so pretty nuts. May not be typical, but I'm not like I don't have 5,000 friends. I don't have 50,000 followers on my Facebook or anything like that. I'm just like a pretty normal guy using Facebook, frankly. So prospecting is easy, as Eleni said here. I'm not technical, but oh my word, you clever people. You've taken something and broken it down to make it super easy to use. And look, I want things. This is always my goal, and it's sometimes difficult to do, but I always want things to be both simple and easy. It needs to be both those things because then more people will do it. And I listen to feedback as well from teams. So if there's things I can do to improve things, I always do. I'm sure some of you guys on this call will know that about me. I'm very responsive there. Raheem here said, first sign up using Botsii, only posted the suggestion from the marketing bot a couple of hours ago. So that's literally where we had company specific content built into the bot. All he did is copy and paste it, put it online, and then he's already getting his first sign up on the back of it. So this is literally like bottling what works, and then you give it to everybody. It's not complicated, guys, but we're using systems to make it easier to distribute that content. So it's almost like the attraction marketing bot is almost like a media channel, right? It's a media channel where we're focusing and targeting what we send people so that they can then use that to create duplication. And then Wendy here said, love this. I can make posts, but simply don't have the time. You're saving me both time and money. And that's a key part of what we're doing with Botsii. We're saving you time and money, making it easier for you to kind of use some of these platforms, social media platforms, and using this kind of technology, but also using that to get you better results. Let me show you something that's coming. Okay, this is really literally hot off the press. This has been shared with a handful of people literally in the last day. But this is going live this month. So one of the things I've realized is that if you've got a sales page, and this is just sharing an example relating to Botsii, okay, because having the right tools is a way in which you can attract people into your team. And so I want to give you the right tools and do that in a compelling, powerful way. And so literally we're creating campaign pages that are integrated with your affiliate link with Botsii, and then also giving you content you can share that will bring people in to those campaign pages. So effectively, you can see on the bottom right side below this red button, it says here, you've been introduced by, and then it says your referral ID. So the link you would share would have your referral ID where it says your referral ID, okay? So that way, when someone clicks activate my bot now, they'll actually go through to your affiliate link for Botsii, and then they can check it out and they can buy the bot from you. Some of those people might be people that are joining your team. Some of those people might be other people you prospected with, which you've already shared your bot with. And so they've come into your bot, you've had a bit of a chat, you've talked about some of the challenges they're facing. They may or may not have joined your team. And then, regardless, you can share with them a campaign link like this, which will be relevant to, any network marketer in this case, solving a massive problem that has really been quite topical recently with network marketers, where companies have changed their comp plan. There's actually one company this week, for 8 years they've been basically had an affiliate program, and this week they cancelled it, like cancelled it full stop. And I know people who have lost their income from that overnight, completely overnight. Another example, a company that was founded, I think, in 1992, right? I mean, I hadn't even started my career then, and that's when the company was founded. And this last month, basically, went bust and stopped trading. So people again who are promoting that one company lost all their income. Through Botsii, I can change that. I can help you change that as well, so that even if you're promoting one company, you can insulate yourself from these kind of market adjustments. And mark my words, AI is going to impact on some network marketing companies. It's bound to. It's impacting on every industry, and it will have seismic changes. If you think, Blockbuster was impacted by Netflix, if you think, Kodak was impacted by digital cameras, if you think Nokia was impacted by smartphones and the iPhone, well, AI is going to do that across virtually every industry simultaneously, right? And the speed at which it happens will be shocking. So people you speak to, they need to have diversification in their income. The cool thing about Botsii is they can carry on promoting whatever company they're doing, simply use Botsii at the same time alongside that, and they will be protecting themselves for the future. They don't have to promote two completely different network marketing companies. They can just use Botsii for the company they're promoting, and that will protect them almost on autopilot as a result of just using the system. What we're going to do here as well, this is also what we're doing going live, is we'll also be giving you swipe files on this too. So literally we'll give you on the left, you can see an example email that you can send out to people. On the right, it's actually social media posts and stuff like that you can send out. This is just showing an example for this one campaign. I've actually got 10 different campaigns mapped out with content that I'll be creating, whether it be video content, whether it be written content like this. So literally you've got a kind of plug and play system that you can tap into as part of every prospect you're speaking to, or content that you're putting out there online using the attraction marketing bot. So this is very, very powerful. Yeah, absolutely. It's a win-win. Exactly that. It's a win-win when you're sharing this sort of stuff. You're sharing value and you're sharing solutions. And yeah, it's definitely game changing, right? And you have to be using AI as well, but using it in a smart way, like I am here, right? Some of the ways in which you can use AI these days, absolutely incredible. It's so powerful. It just blows my mind, right? So this is just a recap of what I've been sharing there on the Botsii system. With your permission, I'd love to just introduce you how any of you can get started. If you're watching this on a replay, then you've got a chance to get started as well. Important, some of what I share here is always time sensitive. So the price is going up on aspects of the Botsii system every single month because the marketplace is growing, and as more value has been added into the product. So let me introduce to you Botsii. This is literally your automated growth system. What does it do? Helps you automate lead generation and follow-ups, as I've shown you. Helps you duplicate your team with a plug-and-play system. And it works for any company 24/7. We've got 40 companies in the marketplace right now. I could be adding another company into the marketplace. Literally, it would take about a week maximum to do. I've had people set up companies in the marketplace using their smartphone. I didn't recommend it, but that's what they did. I've also had some people follow the steps to get a company into the marketplace, which, by the way, right now is free, but soon it'll be a paid product. But I've also had someone else do this where literally the first I heard of it when they were ready to go, and an hour later, we got the company live into the marketplace. So we can move very quickly on this. Let me just share with you here what Raheem said. Excuse the language, setting up Botsii, loving the stream of flow, how easy this is. And wow, get involved. I can see this bringing in a lot of business. Absolutely. And kind of, we're just getting started with this here, guys. We are just getting started. Let me just share my screen 1 second. I'm just going to go here. So if you go to botsii.com and you go to botsii.bot at the top, if someone basically is coming to buy the bot online, this is what you'll see it for. So you'll see basically the single license, and you'll see this here. You'll see this here for 247 for one company, and that's for the single license, excluding the attraction marketing bot. To add the attraction marketing bot, we give 50% off the kind of standard price for that. So you're getting that for another $100. Basically, that price is 347 for a single license to basically activate one company, right? This is our web pricing. But what I want to do is give a better price as part of people basically buying through our network. So I want to basically make it more attractive to your network to buy into Botsii. But I have people, just so you know, I have people coming to Botsii every week, every month, buying it at this price. This price basically is seen as attractive for people to want to be able to get access to these tools. If you're promoting, let me just go back to slides a second. If you're promoting more than one company, after you buy the single license, you get the opportunity to upgrade your license. So this is where you can upgrade it to 3 companies, 5 companies, or infinite number of companies. And what you're seeing here is the web pricing that we have. So for 3 companies, it's $200 more. 5 companies, it's $400 more. And to have the infinite bot, unlimited number of companies, it's $800 more. That's through our web pricing. But ultimately, I want people to be able to get a quick return on their investment buying into Botsii. As Lisa said here, prove it a success, got another 2 signups. That's my bot paid for 5 times over since using it. I want you to be in a position where you get a quick return. We had bonuses on this as well. So who doesn't like bonuses? Okay. So effectively, we actually will add the attraction marketing bot as a bonus when you're buying it through an affiliate link from one of our network. So that way you're getting that free, you're saving that, and that's your grandfathered in on that as well. There's a number of bonuses we have. I don't add them all on this slide here. You can go to the sales page and see that. But literally another one is we have a Facebook group where you can come in, you can ask questions, and we tend to have more content added in there more recently that you can access. So, so it's kind of more current on what's going on. We also have a referral plan as well. So literally, this means you can build this brand new income stream. This is why when I said earlier on, when I showed you the campaign pages, you can be using Botsii to diversify your income. Basically, we have a unilevel plan. It pays 5 levels deep. We pay 10% per level. So that way we pay out 50% overall through that. Literally, you can share one bot with your prospects and they can then sign up to either your opportunity or Botsii or both, right? So if somebody says no to joining your opportunity, they can still buy into Botsii. They'll still be in your downline. If that person's promoting, let's say, I don't know, a company in the marketplace, any of the companies in the marketplace, and they've got a team already in place, then essentially you'll benefit when they share Botsii with their team from that other company. So just let me know, just put in the yes in the chat if that makes sense, because I want you to realize how powerful that is. Essentially what I'm saying here is you speak to somebody about joining your team, you share a link like this to your company and they come in and check out the bot, but they say to you, oh no, it's not for them, right? Well, if they like the bot, they like the fact that you can follow up in real time, they like the fact that it presents their opportunity, all that kind of stuff. They like that aspect of it. They can literally buy the bot through you and then share it with their team with a completely different company, and you'll earn 5 levels deep, right? You'll earn 5 levels deep through their organization, right? That is hugely powerful. This is a brand new opportunity you're bringing to the table, or a brand new income you're bringing to the table. Let me show you how we're actually expanding this. So this is actually just sharing a more recent developments on this, right? Thank you, Carol. Yeah, absolutely. It's impressive, right? This is, for me, I see this as a game changer on how you do things, because all you got to do is use Botsii or your own company, promote your own company using Botsii, and it opens up everything else, right? But what we're doing is we're expanding this further. So we have 3 products basically here, which will all be paid products. Okay. So everything I've shared up until now has been the Botsii bot. But we're actually making the marketplace setup a paid product as well, which will have a DIY option where we give access to tools and training and stuff to do it yourself. We'll also have a done for you option where we'll do it for you, and we'll pay commissions on both. And then we're going to have a low ticket product, which is the all access pass. Effectively, it means that you can share this with somebody that wants to check out Botsii. They'll get access to things like the attraction marketing bot, stuff like that. To show you what these numbers look like, let me just kind of scroll down here. So the all access pass, we were pricing that at $17 and we'll be paying on that $10 commission. Okay. Then we've obviously got the Botsii bot paying out 5 levels. We've actually got 2 unique pools there that we're creating, which I'll mention in a minute as part of the ambassador program. And also on the marketplace setup, we'll pay up to $100 per sale. So if somebody pays, it'll be $200 for the done for you setup to set up a bot into the marketplace. We'll pay $100 on that per sale. So literally, that could be the easiest money you make. Okay, guys, you could be in a situation where you're speaking with the prospect. They talk about Botsii, the product they're promoting isn't in the marketplace, and they come along, you share a link with them, and they go for the done for you option where Botsii sets it all up for them, and you'll get paid $100 direct commission just for introducing that person into Botsii, and you'll then earn 5 levels deep through any referrals that generates through that person as well when they then share Botsii into their team and use Botsii to grow their team, right? And so that is hugely powerful. You get paid, multiple times. We've got this ambassador program, which I'll quickly kind of whiz through. Maximum key thing here is there will be a maximum of 100 people in the ambassador program. I've set this up to reward those people that are helping build Botsii. You can be locking basically in your slot. This is what you get access to. You get double the commission, the direct commission on your sales. So instead of making 10%, you make 20%. I'm basically setting aside a revenue pool, 10% revenue of Botsii, and those 100 people will get a share of that. There'll be another pool, which will be a builder pool. Basically, for those people that are really serious, you have to introduce their 12 ambassadors into your downline. And effectively, as part of that, you'll then basically qualify for the builder pool. So that will have probably 5 to 8 people maximum in it, in that builder pool. That's 5% of company revenue, right? I could show you a way where that would be worth 100 grand a year quite easily as part of our plans for the future. The revenue pool qualification criteria on that, which is basically monthly, is really, there's a bunch of things, which is to act as an ambassador, but the key one is to do 5 sales a month. Because what I want you to do is I want you to be actively using the product, right? And you get rewarded for that. As long as you're using the product, you'll easily do those 5 sales because you're speaking to prospects all the time. And remember, it's blue ocean. There is no saturation here at all. So the time there's any level of saturation in the market with Botsii, well, those 100 slots for those ambassadors will be gone. So it won't really matter at that point. You'll get exclusive access to me because I recognize once things get bigger and bigger, I can only be devoting my time to key people that help me build the business. I will also give you public recognition as well. So similar to the fact that we have in the marketplace for different companies, we're going to have another page for ambassadors where you'll literally have a public profile with your photo, with your details, what niches you're in, what part of the world you're in, what company, what languages you speak, all that kind of stuff. And there'll be your link, your affiliate link there as well. So people can buy the Botsii bot directly through you, but they can also contact you and then you can literally be working with that person. This will give you, if you like, level 1 sales into your Botsii business through the website. Guys, I want you to understand this. I haven't started any SEO, search engine optimization, none of that stuff to date. We're already getting people buying through the Botsii website. That means we're already getting traffic to the Botsii website. It's already coming up in the search engine results organically. That's great because I haven't even started driving traffic to the page yet. But once that starts happening, people will start getting people who have put companies into the marketplace or ambassadors will start getting signups completely just on autopilot, just because you speak a language that people want to tap into. You're in a part of the world where there are leaders that want to grow the team through Botsii. You're in a niche that's relevant to them, in a part of the world that's relevant to all that kind of stuff, right? So this will be really, really exciting for those people, literally 100 people. I want to give you a special deal on this webinar. This deal is really important because it comes with some time parameters around it. So this is basically the deal. Effectively, the web pricing, if you remember, was basically higher. Here we've got a special price where the affiliate price on your affiliate link is $247 a year for the single license, including the attraction marketing bot. So it's not an extra, it's including. But what we also do as well is we'll give you a coupon code that gets you $100 off. So this coupon code you can see on the screen right now. If you want to write that down, I'll put it into the chat as well. But basically, that coupon code is M07450. That coupon code is valid for another 48 hours. So essentially, if someone wants to get another $100 off, they can do. and you can share this, the replay to this and this coupon code with them, or your link in that coupon code, and they'll be able to buy the Botsii bot with $100 off the single license. Cool thing here is they're grandfathered in as well, which basically means on renewal they will not pay the higher price. They'll pay the price they bought when they bought in. The price of this, by the way, last month was 197. This has gone up in May to 247. It will go up again in the future as well as more functionality and more value and everything else is added into the product. So we've got more plans. I don't want to stand still on what functionality Botsii has in it. So the price will go up, but you'll get locked in when you buy it at that price, the discounted price as well. You get locked in at that discounted price, which is really cool. Then, for those people that are really serious, we have this deal called the Infinity Bot. So the Infinity Bot basically allows you to activate unlimited number of companies in the marketplace. So when there's 200 companies in the marketplace, you'll be able to activate all of them, right? Why would you want to do that? You can be thinking, I'm not promoting all of them, right? Well, here's what's cool. You can activate that bot to show a prospect how fast it is to get started. The easiest way to actually share Botsii, to promote Botsii, is to show it to people. So if you could show somebody that they can activate a bot in one of those companies in 5 minutes, right? Then how powerful do you think that's going to be? Basically, they're going to see it in action for themselves. You will then, when you activate it, have a page like this that you can share with them. And basically, you can just connect them to your bot. You'll get an email notification through at the same time as well. So now you know they're plugged in. And even though you're not promoting this company, as they interact with it, you'll get those emails through and you'll then be able to follow up really easily and share with them the benefits of getting Botsii for themselves, right? So this is super powerful strategy. That's why the Infinity Bot deal is so powerful. That price of that will go up. On the web, I showed you it's priced at $800. Basically, every single month, that's going to be going up by $50 there or thereabouts every single month, because as more companies are added, at the end of the day, there's more value in that product that's evident to people. Right now, we've got around 40 companies, at least 40 companies, and there's more being added over this next week. So literally every month that price will go up. Right now, you can get it for 250. What happens is when you go through the sales page, effectively you go from here, and then after you buy that, you go to a second page automatically, which looks like this. And literally you would just click on the add to cart button and it will process it. And basically process it as a separate transaction for the 250. Again, you're grandfathered in at that price, so you're not paying any more on renewal. So literally down the road, if that's $800 in 12 months' time, you're paying 250. You're not paying a cent more. So that's something to take advantage of. Literally after you purchase, you get access to a thank you page. You look a bit like this, and you get access to the fast start guide. You access the members area and other stuff to help you get started straight away. Literally, I mean, I love this. I see an email come through that says someone's just bought, and very often, like an hour later, I see they've got the bot set up, and that's because they've literally just jumped on the fast start guide, took action straight away, and they've got their bot live. So this is like a system. We want people, as part of creating duplication, to be able to join your team and go to work, and then literally be in a position where they share their bot link, like this, with an hour, 2 hours of them getting Botsii, and then they can then bring their team in, their marketing, into their bot and do the same thing all over again. We want to help you do that to create duplication. So that's it really, guys. I want to basically help you get started. I'm going to stop the recording and take some questions. You guys got some questions. Been loving some of the feedback that's been popping up on the screen as I've been going through this. So let me stop my recording now. Thank you very much. If you're watching this again on the replay, I really appreciate you taking that time out to watch this. This is time-sensitive stuff. Take action and you'll really benefit.